Hey crafty friends, guess what? Time for a card share. You all are very familiar with my little Magnolia Tilda YouTube name sign, but today I don't have Magnolia cards to share with you. Let me get started. I have 4 cards and I'm going to start from smallest to biggest. This is my first card, and this image is a Saturated Canary image. I have always loved her images. I have quite a few in my stash, but I only have digis. I don't have any rubber stamps, so these are all going to be digital stamps. This one's supposed to be, I think, a little grunge girl, but I kind of shabbied her up. So love the hair on these so much, and of course the eyes. So I just made a little shaped card. And I'm actually going to attach a video at the end on how I make my shaped easel cards. Someone had asked me to do that, and I did a little video while I was creating this batch of cards, and I'm going to share that with you at the end. So as you can see, I just did a lot of layering. I have 2 different colors of laces, pink and white, and then I added some clear pink pearls. I had some of these sentiments in my stash, so I just layered them up, put some Magnolia doohickey dies, my favorite, by the way. I used my Bow It All 2.0. I layered this bow applique and then this little flat back. Well, it wasn't a flat back, it was a button, and I cut the button part off and layered that on. Then a couple Wild Orchid Craft flowers. And then I just popped it up like that, and voila, card number 1. I really like the pink and yellow combo. Okay, so my next card is this card, and these are all Saturated Canary images. Like I said, I just love the hair and the eyes so much. And she obviously comes with her whole legs, but I cropped her. And then I layered her onto a Dynamics die back here, just a little piece of applique I had. This actually came in a paper collection that I destashed. It had 2 pages of sentiments, and I kept those 2 pages. These are 2 Magnolia dies here. This is a, what is that? La La Land die. Then my Wild Orchid Craft flowers. It pops up, and what I wanted to do was kind of mimic the tutu with the box pleated trim. Added the pearls, and then this blue flatback trim is from Suhafua, her Etsy store. Suhafua. So that is, oh, and Martha Stewart punch around the page. So that's my second card. Third card, this is going really fast. This is another gorgeous image, one of my favorites from Saturated Canary. Copa colored her up in pink and blue. Excuse me. This is a Magnolia die, and I am really busting out these La La Land dies. I love this die so much. So I use my pattern paper cardstock for that. A little bit of lace, and then I had some lace, a large lace, and I cut it apart into these applique pieces and layered them to make these corner pieces. And then I just did a few little flowers there. This from my stash, layered it up and made it dimensional, did a triple seam binding bow, and added that little heart center. Up at the top I have a doily, and then I can't remember what die this is. One of my new dies. And then when you pop it up, I used this pretty braided trim. And then this trim right here, which I can't remember where I got that from. And then some more little pieces I cut apart that lace. And that's card number 3. let me pull back because that it's kind of big. All right, card number 3. Now, card number 4. This is a large card. And this is large because I wanted the image to be large. I really like this image. And I have to tell you, I was making this card Saturday morning while Rihanna was here. And I was cutting apart my lace and my applique. She saw this little piece kind of laying in the scraps. And she's like, Grandma, a crown, a crown. And then she's like, put it on her. It's her birthday. She needs a crown. So this was Rihanna's idea. And I actually think it kind of works. So I Copic colored her up, and I layered these appliques from that lace that I cut up, and then I had these dies. What are these dies? I'm going to tell you. Okay, this was the other one, Marianne Designs, and this one is also Marianne Designs, and I cut 2 of them and I kind of angled them. So then I did a large flower cluster of wild orchid craft flowers, some leaves from my stash, this stick pin that someone gifted me in my stash, and then I layered this sentiment, and this is a magnolia die back here, and these are Spellbinders dies. I used a larger applique on this corner. And then I used the Magnolia bow die as my stopper. And that is card number 4. Okay, so you guys know the drill. Like I said, there's 4 cards. Let me get them all out. And you can give me your thoughts and opinions. All right, there they are. This is card 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to tell you, I normally try not to, but I'm going to tell you I like this one the best. And I think I like it the best because I really like the pink and yellow combo, and I love her hair. So, there you go. Let me know what you think. Thanks for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it when you stop by and watch. I hope that you leave the channel getting inspired to create, and I just want you to know how much I value you coming by, and especially when you take the time to leave your comments about which card was your favorite and why. Okay, have a great day. Be back soon. Bye. Hi guys, I have a really quick little share, and I'm not going to do a full tutorial on this because I'm already so far along with it. But I've had a number of requests to show how I put together my shaped easel cards, and so I thought I would come and do that. So I start by doing my bottom piece. So, I cut out my 2 shapes for the bottom of the easel. And then, and this card's already ready to go, but I do the same thing. I do this for the bottom, and I did it for the top. And then, I put my, all my embellishments on it. So now I have these 2 pieces, and I need to make an easel out of it. So, depending on how wide my card is going to be, because whenever you cut your easel base, you want it to come on the inside. You don't want it sticking out to show. Like, let me show you. You don't want it to look like that. You want it to look like that. So, I actually have this leftover piece in my stash, and let's see what it measures. Okay, it's 5 1/4. This is actually well, I could actually do up to like 5.5, so I'm going to go ahead and use this piece. And this is a 5.25 by 12 inches. It's a full 12 inches. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to score it at 3 and 6. So then I'm going to fold. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is kind of a big easel card, so I'm probably going to have to back up. Probably going to have to back up this piece right here to be sturdy enough to hold the heaviness of the card. Alright, so, and there I've got it. Really simple. Now, my only problem is that if I put this on like it needs to go on, like that, it's going to show the white through it. So I don't want that. Same thing with the bottom piece, is it's going to show the white through it. So you want to take this and you want to measure where you need to cut your white piece so that it fits the card. So I'm going to cut off about 1 inch at the bottom and probably a 1/2 inch at the top. Okay. Now, the reason why you want to do it that way is that way you know exactly this right here is the correct amount. This is going to be 3 inches. This will not, this space right here will not change. You just want to shorten this piece and this piece. That's how I do it. There may be a smarter way to do it. So now, when I attach this piece, it's not going to show. Now, it doesn't matter that it's going to show up at the top because your card's set up like that. So let me go ahead and attach that so I can show you. I don't think you guys have ever seen that angle of my my desk. So I'm going to use my fabric tack sticky glue that does not make the paper wrinkle. My very expensive fabric tack sticky glue. And I don't have to use very much. That's about it. And I want to center that and make sure that it'll still fold down. Okay, voila, there we go. Now, I'm going to get a piece for right here to back that up. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because, like I said, this is a large easel. You can see it's very large. I mean, here's my hand. So this one sheet of cardstock is not going to be enough to hold that up. So I'm just going to get another piece of white cardstock and cut it. So I just cut that because this middle piece is 3 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna, and sometimes if my easel is really heavy, I will even put a piece of chipboard in between here if I think that that's necessary. Sometimes 3 pieces of cardstock is plenty. Sometimes 2, but I will tell you that yes, I do that, so that when whoever receives this card has it, this doesn't get so weak that it ends up bowing and then the card won't stand up properly. Now, I will tell you also that once you get your card all put together, if you need to add another layer here, you can always do that. I like to add it in the inside. That way, you know, if you put it on the outside, you can kind of tell. But on the inside, nobody really even ever notices. Okay, so notice here that there's a gap. So when you, I'm going to go ahead and glue here. When you put your topper on your easel card, the only thing about this glue is it's so sticky that it doesn't, you know, come flowing out of the bottle as easily as the more liquidy glues. Okay. So here's my piece, and I have to flip it over when I'm putting my easel piece on it. You want to make sure that you turn it the direction it's going to go, and you want to come down as far as you can without that white showing through, and you want to center it also. So there we go. So then you flip your card over. Now, obviously, I don't have my whatever I'm going to use to stop the easel, but that's how I put it together. Ta-da! See? So there you go. Hope that helped. I'll probably do a more full tutorial at some point in time, but just thought I'd do that little quickie for you. Thanks. Bye.